Hemmingford Abbots, England. It is the sort of English village that you might find on Christmas cards, a medieval church, a placid river, thatched cottages, swans. So it's no great surprise that it is also where you can find John Rutter, a composer so identified with Christmas that he has all but earned a place with the kings and shepherds by the manger. He lives here in a manor house, where he composes carols that are sung throughout the English-speaking world. It's almost inconceivable these days for a carol concert not to feature at least one of M.R. Rutter's modern classics. But it sometimes bothers him that their ubiquity devalues what he writes for other times of year. I used to think that was a problem, M.R. Rutter said, surveying from his kitchen window the absurdly perfect village he calls idyllic, if a bit Mississippi marble. He worried that people wouldn't take his other music seriously. But I'm not unhappy to be associated with Christmas, better than famine, flood, or war, he said. And I think now of the carols as shortcuts into a listener's musical universe. So when people come up and say, "You're the guy who wrote What Sweeter Music," or the Shepherd's Pipe Carol, that's fine, he continued, referring to two of his Christmas standards. Hopefully they'll get to know I've written other things, as well. He needn't worry about that. His large-scale choral works, the Gloria, 1974, Requiem, 1985, Magnificat, 1990, and Mass of the Children, 2003, are performed everywhere, especially in the United States, where all four works had their premieres. That his Requiem was used at memorial services in New York after the September 11 attacks indicates his status there. But then, the Requiem was also selected for the funeral of former Chancellor Helmut Kohl of Germany in July. There's a choir in Tokyo, the Junior Singers, dedicated to his output. Nearly all of M.R. Rutter's works are for choirs and rooted in the choral practice of the Church of England, which has featured in his life since he was a boy. Born in 1945, he attended Highgate School in London, an institution with an impressive musical tradition. One of his contemporaries there, John Tavener, also became a star of choral repertoire. The Highgate School Choir sang on illustrious recordings like the original Benjamin Britten War Requiem, from 1963, which features the young M.R. Rutter as an alto, though you wouldn't notice him. M.R. Rutter went on to study at Clare College, Cambridge, where he became director of music during the 1970s, and he has been happy to oblige whenever Clare's respected choir needed something new to sing. But it was as an undergraduate in the 1960s that the course of his life was fixed. He was conducting a Christmas-time concert with some of his music on the bill, including a relentlessly cheerful number, the now famous Shepherd's Pipe Carol, that he wrote when he was 18. Days later, David Wilcox, who directed the chapel choir of King's College nearby, requested the manuscript. M.R. Wilcox was the most important figure in English choral music at the time, and, liking what he saw, he made some calls on M.R. Rutter's behalf.